Yo, damn, I can't remember. Oh, what's that shit? I'm trying to do it because I got something funny. Look, he just came out. I'm trying. He an old man. I try. Oh, I got to start when I got brand news. Got and is I just I get excited. I always think of something funny. What's that shit? Oh, I got it. I got it. It is. Oh, that. Oh, maybe I got to tell it. You know what? That must have been one of them old '70s shows that I must have caught as repeats as a kid in the '80s. I think it was that nigga that was on Isaac, but he played Isaac on the Love Boat. But it was one of them TV shows, another one like That's My Mama or something. And kind of like JJ. They all had to have some kind of line, but cause we used to kill that shit back in high school. It was but like by 1991, you know, you, you knew all the lines from like Good Times and everything. But I'm telling you, this one, man, it's so much shit. I guess if I would have did it when I was supposed to do some yesterday, and I didn't do it. It's just so much. So now it's all backed up. I don't even this shit didn't overrode everything. And y'all gonna be like, what are you talking about? And I just start with it. It's about Michael Jackson, right? Alright, so and we all know the whole thing was bullshit. But what I mean, I just got chills. No, and it's hot as fuck out here. I'm telling you, I just got a little chill. That's how I know it's all. Oh, I got it again. That's how I know it's all fucking true. I'm telling you, these devil worshippers, because it's so. There you go again. You could be like, maybe because you got the air conditioner on and you just came outside and you still feeling residual chill. No, no. I know why they killed him. I know why they did the stuff with the kids. I'm finna show you. I saw it. Really, what made me okay? It's gonna take to. I gotta give y'all context so y'all understand. See, that's why I tried to sit over here. I knew every time I moved that alarm was gonna go off. And that's another thing. That shit don't go off all the time. But anyway, it'll be a while before the sun get over here. Alright, I'm telling you, I I know I don't have to have proof. My shit. I'm not a big time YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? I'm it's not slander. I'm telling. All right. So what got me looking? I was just finna watch a video, an old video I used to love, College Humor, the Christian Bale Batman. I was gonna do one about that because that's one of the obviously. It's good if you watch it now. All the comments are gonna be. That's when people could take a joke. That's when because it was Batman got a dirty mind, and with all that the scene that really did in the movie. What was it? The third one when Talia al Ghul, she revealed herself and stabbed him. If you saw it, if you College Humor one, that shit was funny. He had the voice and everything, and it was old school because is because he turned into. I know I'm getting off subject, but really I'm not. He turned to a nigga. Basically that's what it. Even though she got you and you're dying, a bitch like that, even Batman, a billionaire, the first thing he gonna say is, and he did it. That's what College Humor did. And nowadays, you couldn't make a joke like that because she's a strong. Even though she's a villain, she still got to be respected. And actually, that's what the character even said it. But all he's like is, yeah, but I fucked you. And he's like, you fuck. She said, no, it was just a cruel ploy. I was just, playing you to get close to you. And he's like, hey, if that's a cruel ploy, sign me up. And that's what I'm talking about. These girls nowadays, they're so stupid. A lot of them, they think they be playing dudes and this and that. And the dude is like, no, because they had a saying, he's for everybody. And I used to say, I'm like, that's not a diss. But they had some of these little boys, I'm talking about niggas that's in their 20s and 30s. I call them little boys thinking that was something to be ashamed of. You know, he's for everybody, meaning he done slept with all the women in the neighborhood. And I'm like, you know, that's not a diss, right? So you're saying you're some dumb bitch that he gets to come home after he done fucked all these hoes. And women back when I was a kid, there's no way the grown women would have took that shit. You know, exactly, cause you hear it over because you're a kid. You get to hear the conversations. If there was a woman dating a no good dirty dog, that's what they would call it. I'm like, but that's my point. Anyway, you're like, just get to the point. All right, so I was going to watch it because, you know, they spied on me. I really was. You know me, I told you I do that shit all the time. So I was going to play it on the big screen just to piss them off. And, you know, every time you go on YouTube, at least, you know, it comes up with recommendations. And so, all right, I click on this one. It's supposed to be ABC News. It's a video from 19... Because look at the dude's channel. Mickey's VHS and Betamax finds. You know, again, I remember when I was a little kid, like 8 years old, whatever. I remember when VHS won, you know, the format. VHS, you know, most of us, it wasn't just, you know, early on, you know, like, I even remember a couple of friends, they mom and dad had a Betamax, and I got to actually, you know, we got to watch Betamax. I mean, it's the same thing, but for some reason, as kids, you just wanted to see it because it's smaller. And I remember, you know, we got to go, you know, he let us come over and look at a Betamax machine. Basically, it's the same thing. I mean, it's just smaller. We don't understand the inside. To us, it's different than the VHS. You know, all of us had VHS tapes. But that's what this dude, anyway, that's just what this dude channel's called. All right, so he got a video I see with the Jackson 5, the reunion. And I remember that. Again, I was like 10 years old. I remember because everybody in your house, all the women, you know, I remember Jackson 5 barely as a little kid because I remember when I found out they had a cartoon on it. You know, by the time I saw it was a repeat. So this probably like 1980. And I didn't know but you know, Jackson 5 had been broken up. And I was like, oh, they had a cartoon? You know, whatever. But, you know, and I'm seeing it. And so I understood, you know, the rivalry and all that, and that Michael now is the big one, and he was the youngest, and so everybody understood the tour, the victory tour, even as, you know, and on this video, it shows how everybody jumped on the bandwagon, Pepsi, and again, that's I think I was in 4th grade, so yeah, we all had jokes about the Jerry curl burning up because everybody saw it on the news, and we all was old enough to understand that the chemicals in his hair, the Jerry curl juice, and the explosion went off special effects. Because, you know, by then you know, Indiana Jones, all that shit, Star Wars, you watching behind, you know, back then the behind the scenes specials would come on TV as like an hour-long special at night. And, you know, as kids, we watching that, you know, how they made Indiana Jones, all that pyrotechnic. So basically everybody understood what happened to him. He was too close. It exploded, even as 10-year-olds. And so, yeah, we had jokes about the Pepsi generation. We in class joking about Michael hair catching on fire. I mean, yeah, he a human being. He really caught on fire. Look at that car, fucked up. Did you just see, yo, the fucking, see what I'm saying? When they drive by with shit like that, that's what I'm saying. Nah, it ain't no hint, no gangster shit. That's some hoe shit. That's why, you know, I'm making sure my cameras, but either way, if they come and try to fuck up my car, he just drove by with a fucked up, his hood, his window. And that's another thing in Birmingham, that's what I'm saying, Democrat City, normally you can't, well, that's how it used to be. Back in the day, 2010, 28, you ain't riding around with a front windshield like he just did. That's how you know it's bullshit. That's why it's like, how you gonna try to convict us if we do something, but you let your people, your Democrats, ride around and do whatever the fuck they want to do untouched, but you want to ride by me because I won't, you know, bow down to y'all Democrats. All right, so, all right, here it is. I'm gonna put it on the big screen. I just saw this. That's why I had to hurry up because I just first found this about 40 minutes ago. You getting this? That's why I said hot off the presses. 4 month on video. All right, so as I'm watching the beginning, some reason I just clicked on it. Some just said, okay, this is, I looked at it and I clicked on it. And then another thing hit me. All that shit about this systemic racism. Now, this tour in 1984 was the biggest in history. Some niggas, and I don't want to hear, well, that doesn't mean it still was systemic. Fuck that. Ain't no way Joe Jackson had more power according to y'all. You can't have it both ways. Joe Jackson, they were there. Well, tell Joe Jackson exactly. Joe Jackson wouldn't have been able to save them from the fucking KKK according to y'all. That's y'all scary victimhood, playing victim, punk ass motherfuckers, scared of the white folks. According to y'all, ain't no way they would have made all this money. They would have made them perform for free and kept all the money. Joe Jackson, who? Go get your daddy. We'll send him back. Yeah, exactly. We gonna burn a cross on his house and according to that's y'all. That's y'all crazy motherfuckers. Not me. I never thought that. Exactly. We as kids, we wasn't thinking about the KKK. I didn't care about the victory tour because I was a 10-year-old boy. But the women in your family, they all, they getting back together. That's the whole point. The brothers, and I remember that. But that's probably why I clicked on it. But so as I'm looking, the first thing after all that bullshit y'all been doing for the last 5, 6, 8 years, it's like, where's all this systemic racism? Because I'm telling you, I'm finna show you. Ted Koppel. That's another thing. I remember Ted Koppel and like Jamie Foxx and all of them by the 90s when they do a skit with a white reporter. They got the white face on. They got the white makeup and he's a reporter. That's who he's doing. He's doing Ted Koppel. Look up Jamie Foxx show and he got a reporter that he's, doing. Remarkable amount of money. Yeah, there goes Ted Koppel right there.
Include former Attorney General Griffin Bell and the Solicitor General of the United States, Rex Lee. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
Get on down. Just stop in the middle.
said,
is the one. I mean, I'm pretty sure since then, 1984, there's been bigger tours. Probably fucking Britney Spears, or I don't know. You know who else? Since '84, uh, fucking Usher or some shit. It's probably been. I don't know. It's probably. I'm just saying. At one point, where all these different people was big, that I'm pretty sure that record has been broken. But he said this was the first time there was one that big, even bigger than the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? All tours, all. That's one thing. Another thing that hit me. Kansas City, right? Systemic racism. You know how they got the jokes, mayonnaise, white folks, white bread. I don't care about that. That. Like I said, that don't bother me. I care about my money. You know, and y'all using that, and y'all trying. Basically, they're using black folks to enslave everybody. That's the only thing that's different. In the past, 400 years ago, this going now this is communism. Communism, as far as a movement, didn't come around till after 1800. Karl Marx. Right now, they trying to enslave everybody, right? Just like Cuba, Venezuela. That's a European country. And, what? Well, no. Venezuela is South America. My fault. Whatever. All right. My point is, they kicked off the tour within 4 weeks. And where was the first city? Kansas City. Fuck it. We're not in Kansas, and that's one of the whitest cities in America, right? According to y'all, I know Kansas City is better than, different. You know, yeah, KC, exactly. Kansas City, a lot of West Coast, all types of shit. But anyway, according to y'all, Kansas City in 1984 would have been racist as fuck. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz, but that's where they kicking off their tour because they know where they gonna make money.
so all these people in Kansas, racist ass Kansas, why would, no, my point is, explain why would they do that? Why would they kick it off in Kansas if it was so racist?
The Jacksons and Kansas City fit together like a hand in glove.
Black folks, white folks, losing their mind, losing their white shit, losing their mind. He's gorgeous. Not just at some kind of auditorium, is at the football stadium. That's how big this whole tour gonna be. But it's racism, systemic racism. They know goddamn
Well, these niggas all of sitting out on the porch, they know goddamn well they some fucking sellouts. They knew the whole time it was never about racism. They sold out. That's my point. You sold out for what? You still sitting on the porch, nigga. You should have, fuck that. You need a bigger house to be going to prison like you finna go to prison as an old ass man. I mean, y'all are crazy. But anyway.
From here, continues on to at least 10 more cities, complete with a custom-made stage. 5 stories high, 60 feet long.
5 stories high.
It's the Victory Tour, perhaps the biggest in entertainment history. It's bigger than Beatles. It's bigger than Presley.
Look at this racist white guy. It's bigger than the Beatles. It's bigger than Elvis. That's that. They love that one. I don't know no Elvis fucking songs except for none.
Therefore, what I seen on Living Color, what was that? Who was there was on Living Color? Keenan Ivory Wayne. One of them was, but uh, my point is, this white guy, cause it's Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm like, for us niggas, Memphis is the home of some of that Southern gangster rap. Tony Draper, or what 8 Ball MJG. We don't care about Elvis or none of that shit. Never did. They didn't even think about it. All we cared was some Southern rappers. We weren't thinking about white folks. We was thinking about New York niggas and California niggas not letting Southern niggas in. Even though I'm from New York, but I had left when I was 12. So by the time gangster rap really was popping, I'm 17. I didn't like them motherfuckers either. Like, because it really, I'm telling you, I'll go into that later. This ain't no hate or salt because I moved. I really just didn't like their music. I didn't, the Southern rap and the West, obviously Dre, I just like their music and the lyrics. And it was real life, and it wasn't, like I said, back then, we wasn't doing anything we was doing because we heard it on a record. We did it because we already had seen in Birmingham, big time drug dealers, all that shit, had nothing to do with the music, just happened to go with it. Because it was telling, like they said, telling real life, just like we saw. We just didn't have record careers to rap about it. Now it's all fake. They try to influence people. It's just like an 80s movie where the white folks, the white Democrats, the liberals finally get, they can't dance on beat. Hey, they get a hold of it. That's what all this new Cardi B, that's why I said that shit has no soul, just like a white folk, a white liberal. But anyway.
At the Truman Sports Complex. Now, Harry Truman coined the phrase, the buck stops here. But for the Jacksons, the Bucks start here, 50, 60, maybe $100 million before it's over. And this may not just be where the tour starts, but where the turmoil ends.
And that's another thing. As a 10-year-old, I understood when this was going on because they kept having reports, just like this one, that they was, obviously, it's natural. They gonna have jealousy of their little brother. He's the biggest star in the world, but they know, and even Mike know, everybody want to see them make a comeback. The rest of us kids, we don't give a damn for real. We don't know real like that. But I knew as they're talking, they're talking, be on the news, and everybody talking about it. They gonna, cause they know the names. They talk, Randy Jermaine and all them. I remember everybody talking about how Tito, he was the only one that didn't get a nose job. All that shit. Tito kept it real. He kept his nose. But anyway, all right. Just keep. I know I keep talking, but this is finna come up. Why they killed Mike?
A reunion for superstar Michael Jackson and his singing siblings. Backing the concerts, boxing promoter Don King, who paid $3 million, and Pepsi-Cola, which fronted another $5.5 million. But the fizz faded fast.
See what I'm saying? They all wanted them to get back together. You see, Crackhead came out, but you can't see. He's over there fucking with his motorcycle. I mean, not a motorcycle, his scooter. But
months passed with nothing to show but ugly headlines documenting a tangled web of battling egos and fights over money and power involving agents, lawyers, and the promoter. At Michael Jackson's behest, Don King was demoted and a new promoter sought, and with
there it is, right there.
to go.
That's why he came out on time, because they told him. That's why he came out. They told him remember I told you? They knew. That's why he timed it. So he waited till I would get on this. Look, that's why he goes slow right there. They timed it because they knew that's when I stopped it in the house. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta make my video. So his overlords, his slave masters, they wanted him to come out and rev up his little ragged ass scooter. Cause that's the part right here.
I'm documenting a tangled web of
You just saw it here.
fights over money and power involving agents, lawyers, and the promoter. At Michael Jackson's behest, Don King was demoted and a new promoter sought, and with weeks to go.
Right there. That's when it hit me. You're like, Don King? Yep. Don King, because he's a Democrat. Because remember, that's another thing. Because at first, first thing I thought about was, again, none of us made jokes about Don King hair like that. Nobody can. What I'm saying is, we was 10 years old. It wasn't a joke for 10-year-old black kids. I was in New York City. Nobody gave a damn. But what I remember is the kids did make jokes, because everybody's adults, parents, elders made jokes. Look, he even looked over here. Bitch, don't fucking look over here like you trying to look and see what. Yeah, nigga. So anyway, we made jokes about Don King. Yeah, he gonna sneak. You saw how he just looked, got all that shit on camera. Now he gonna stop because he knew what he's doing. Fucking rat. So anyway, Don King, we made jokes about him being a crook. And Ganky, this is all these shiesty, nasty ass old. I don't see how you can do that shit. So anyway, the jokes was about him being a crook, just like the adults. Not in his hair. Nobody cared about his hair. White liberals might care about his hair. In the 80s, I'm talking about like Saturday Night Live. They might care about his hair. But we didn't care. As kids, it wasn't funny to us. It was a corny joke. There'd be fake laughing. Nobody cared about Don King hair. But we made jokes about how he was a shyster, just like Al Sharpton. This is 1984. 10-year-old kids, we made jokes about him being a shyster. And then exactly by the time I'm in high school, like, we used to wonder, like, how fucking did he fuck Mike Tyson? Don King, I know he's big and da-da-da-da, but like, damn, Tyson, this is by the time you were in high school, Tyson was still fighting. This is like the early 90s, 91, we 16, 17, because that's what I'm saying. We remembered all the shit. But my point, I didn't know this till 50 minutes ago. That's what they got mad about. Had Scooter Boy just had that girl walk by, had that old man. They're mad about this. Yeah, report out. Yeah, I'm gonna report on it, bitch. The fuck you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna do shit, nigga. I guarantee it. It'll be the last thing you ever fucking do. So anyway, this ain't nobody reporting on you, hoe ass nigga. You a fucking bitch. Somebody reporting on you like you the man. Yeah, like you the man. You the man right here. The man right here. You a bitch, nigga. You the bitch right here. So anyway, so they keep sending more and more clowns. Mike got rid of fucking Don King. And no, it's not just Don. They from New York. Don King and fucking, I don't give a fuck what you know. What I remember as a kid, Don King, Al Sharpton, all them were fucking running buddies, shysters, fucking the black community. That's why Jesse Jackson never did anything for none of us. But thankfully, that's why I said, that's why they got mad at gangster rap. Because we didn't, by the 90s, 94, 95, I do something about that. I got proof about Jesse Jackson's jealousy. I might do it after I do this one. I'm gonna start a new live. I did, but they were all running buddies. Michael Jackson had the nerve to get rid of Don King, fire him, and then look who he hired.
The New England Patriots guaranteed almost $40 million and took on the agents, lawyers, and the promoter. At Michael Jackson's behest, Don King was demoted and a new promoter sought, and with weeks to go, the owner of the New England Patriots guaranteed almost $40 million and took on the logistical.
I didn't even notice that when I stopped the first time, an hour ago. How long I've been talking? 30 minutes? About 50 minutes ago, $40 million. Mike cut Don King and the rest of the Democrat shysters out of $40 million. That's what all the shit. Oh shit, I don't want to throw my fucking phone. I'm telling you, that's what happened. That's why all the kid shit, the goddamn, that's why they killed him later on with the pills. That's why Mike is all this, you know, these niggas are nasty. I'm telling you, they've been fucking with me for 20 years. Remember, they mad because I told you that's why I get so much money now. Because of this backstabbing that they did to me and I didn't die. So I paid, you know, this gigantic check and they mad. These niggas, Mike cut them out way back in 1984. And these fucking rats. That's what, remember I keep telling you, that's why slavery lasted so long. I bet they could have ended black folks, they could have, it was just too many, because there was abolitionists, they were trying to end it, but there was probably too many house niggas stabbing other niggas who wanted to be free in the back, like these nasty ass niggas right now. Ain't nothing changed. Well, it has changed, because the difference is now we got history to teach us a lesson to not, that we don't have to go for, we learn from other people's, we learn from history. That's what I'm telling you. Y'all don't have fucking long. It ain't me. I ain't gonna have to touch you. I'm telling you, this whole shit is over. You keep getting mad, think you bucking up against me. You ain't doing shit to me, nigga. I'ma tell the fucking truth. Fucking demons hate the truth. That's what your problem. Oh, report it. Yeah, bitch. I ain't reporting shit. I'ma tell the goddamn truth. So that's what happened. Like I said, I'm telling you, that is it. That is like fucking shit. I don't care what you say. That is fucking it. They never got over goddamn Mike cutting them out from 1984, $40 million in 1984. Look, they got that clown wall. Yeah, like that, they're black. Yeah, they just, you know, when they in trouble, they all nice to each other. They can be together. They just exactly fucking snakes. See, white people, and I'm not just doing the well, white people do it too shit. That's what they do. All races got snakes. The difference is we are getting it from the devil. Is using our snakes. But that's a good thing. Because like I said, that means we are God's chosen, at least the American black people. I don't know about y'all in Africa, especially the ones that sold us out centuries ago. You know, you go, oh, the mother lady, I love the mother. I'm going to go visit probably, hopefully next year I'm going to visit Africa. But all the ones that been sent over here in exile, and we the descendants that y'all tried to claim with all that fuck shit. I'm not claiming, oh, slavery, victimhood. I'm telling you, that's why we got so much trouble with our own people stabbing us in the back. That's God, you know. That's how it go. Read the Bible, like I said, for yourself. You ain't got to listen to nobody else. You ain't even got to listen to me. I implore you. Read it for yourself. Yeah, I don't care what nobody says. You can say that's not, I'm telling you, that is like the biggest discovery. Michael Jackson over JFK, who killed? Yeah, I didn't say, I didn't know who killed. Or, well, we see with Michael, we know who supposedly did it, that doctor who prescribed them, like Prince. Wasn't it Prince too? But that's what I'm talking about. You know, they get mad when you cut them out. And you know, another thing, when I first saw it, before I even came outside, I remember that Eddie Murphy joke. Like, maybe because Mike cut out Don King, who was a boxing promoter. He cut him out. And Eddie Murphy had a joke on one of his, probably, was it Raw? It had to be Eddie Murphy. I can't remember for sure. He said, what if Mike, and even though they were friends, but he's joking. But he might have been telling the truth. Maybe it was a joke. He said, what if Michael Jackson was a bad man behind closed doors? Not like the rest of us. I'm not braggadocious. I just tell the truth. Like, yeah, that's gonna be the last thing you do. You know, I don't lie. But Mike, he's different. It like, you know, what if that was the truth? That Michael Jackson was a bad man, but you know, I think the joke when he said Mike was, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? You know, could you imagine Michael Jackson? Yo, let me talk to you for a minute? Yo, what's that shit you talking, motherfucker? I just thought of that after I saw that Mike had the guts to cut out Don King and fire him, and then on top of it, you know how these niggas hate that he went to the white folks. He went to the white, so Mike got rid of Don King and went to the white folks. You just saw it, and you see the name of that video, so you can look it up and watch it for yourself. It's more than just a nostalgia. I moved over here so that shit won't keep going. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That shit, that ring, they with that shit. They it only rings when it wants to, because it barely goes off. But then when I'm doing something or sleep, and it's something, like I said, maybe I just had a dream, all of a sudden Scooter Boy, just like this morning, he'll drive by and it'll go off. Any other time it ain't go off.
The equivalent of trying to do 12 to 15 Super Bowls in 5 weeks.
And everyone wanted a piece of the big game. Washington wanted it. Washington, D.C. wanted it.
So when you begin your greatly awaited cross-country tour, could you please be sure to stop off here in the nation's capital?
Even Wahoo wanted it.
Would you girls like to see Michael Jackson come to Wahoo?
Yes.
But if the Jacksons were needed in Nebraska, they were...
Nebraska. Oh, that's why I said I haven't really watched the rest of the album. Not really. I didn't watch it. I just discovered it. Nebraska. Corn. Literally white bread corn. Nebraska. This 1984. They all, yes, we want to see Michael Jackson. All that systemic racism. I'm not on the white folks. I'm just saying, don't lie on the rest of us that all this shit, because I'm telling you, it's the communists from overseas. I saw another video about how China is suffering the flooding, and how they lied about they flooded the little towns to protect Beijing. Because I saw another video that actually they got proof. I just remembered. I gotta do it. That's what I'm saying. It's so much that they literally, the people got together and built their own kind of dikes and dams. And the government, I got it. I just watched it last night. They got proof. They snuck out the videos. They fucking government came along and broke down that shit, so the town got flooded anyway. And they don't want nobody, this was like 3 months ago. They don't want nobody to know about it.
And in Boston, or the next closest thing.
The motion is for denial.
Foxborough, Massachusetts voted to keep the Jacksons out, fearing massive crowds, traffic, and vandalism. Ironically, that kept the tour out of the stadium owned by promoter Chuck Sullivan. He was embarrassed, and the fans were outraged.
I think there's a rip-off in volunteers, sure. And people have sensed it.
Dallas.
I think there's been a lack of class.
Many of Ron Chapman's Dallas listeners agreed, calling in to condemn the Jacksons' controversial ticket system, sending in a $120 money order for 4 tickets, no choice of date or seat, and no guarantee.
The coach you just had, it was just one person wanted to go. And then you had to have all the 4. I think that's stupid.
And if you didn't get tickets, you get a refund in 4 to 6 weeks.
40 tickets, paid $120. Can't get them.
And see, the tour, I don't even remember it coming to New York. That's what I'm saying. It's out there in the Midwest, white bread towns. And it's black, that's what I'm saying. You see all them black folks? All that racism, all them black folks out there in Nebraska, white bread, cornbread, that ain't cornbread, yeah, town. And that's what I'm saying, all this racism. And these bums, you know, they mad, you know, it's still, and you're still a bum. You're gonna die a bum. And I just couldn't do that. I don't see it. I really can't. All this bum shit. You know, they all these niggas, they think they gangster, but they won't do shit. They try to act like I'm the one. No, I'm not supposed to do anything. You stalking me. You know what I'm saying? You the one that's stalking me like a bitch, sitting outside my house. Let me show this one. Look at what time it is. Look at it. There's him, Scooter Boy. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but since he came back trying to be tough. And you see right there, that means from the beginning he was sitting there. He was waiting on me to wake up. They sent him out here. You see, that's why they sent him out here. That is the biggest do boy bitch. That's why I said everything can't. That's why, like I said. But don't worry about it. It's over. God said it's over. These little punks, they just gonna be mad they whole lives and die miserable, broke. So that means, you see, he was sitting there waiting. And you can say, well, maybe somebody had just, I don't care, because like I said, well, then there's ring involved because it barely goes off at night. That's why I bought a different light, because the ring, so it got selective going, and so selective, as soon as I hook that one up, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get with that company that I just bought and hack that one. All right, so that was it. I'm telling you, but that was it. That was the big thing. That is like the biggest discovery. I don't have proof, but I'm telling you, Bibb living in New York, Atlanta, Birmingham, here, being in the military, knowing all these different black folks and knowing how they did me. And like I said, the reason they can't do nothing, I like to say the reason they can't do nothing to me, just like with Trump, they can't do nothing. They just have to try to sabotage you and try to fuck up your reputation and just do what they do. You know, just come around like hoes, drive back and forth, try to irritate you. You know, Mike, I guess, you know, he got hurt. Well, you know, all that dancing and shit, you know, he was hurt. He was vulnerable. His bones was hurt. He was old. So they got him with the drugs. And maybe he might have always been susceptible. But you know, so I'm telling you, that is a big deal. That means that's why they did all that. The kids, because remember, some of the kids that came forward said they dad told them. They admitted, they're adults now, that they dad told them that Mike did something to them. And nobody made them say, because they dad got paid. Exactly. You know, the Democrats, I'm like, y'all like, why would they? Because he stood up, he cut them out. He stood up to them. And like I said, what they hate, because trust me, they did me in Birmingham. And I couldn't even believe it. It was like 2009 or something. I wanted the flats, you know, the new age TVs, because I hadn't bought one yet. I had the, well, not really. I ain't had the money. Well, I might have did. I did have the money I had now. You know, it's just all that cost of living increases and all that. But that's how, like I said, I knew that shit was allowed. And Joe Biden would tell me, oh, you got the veterans and everybody else got the big. No, that's automatic. You just fucked up the economy so bad on purpose that we got the biggest raise in I don't know how many decades. But it's automatic. But and so if you starving, if you a bum and that ain't my fault. Y'all, I still literally see you, got you on tape, this video right here, still supporting fucking Democrats. So you burning hell, bitch. So anyway, you know, so look, the both they just It's like they still think they're gonna win. It's like these stupid motherfuckers still think they're gonna win. Look, he just look like, bruh, just go on. I don't know why they sent you around here. You know. So like I'm saying, they. So back to I said, I bought a TV. I went and just probably to Walmart and bought like 120, you know, whatever, $200, probably like a 40-inch flat screen, and they just, you know, all these niggas. Oh, so you don't go to the white folks. Oh, one time I needed a plumber, and I just called Roto-Rooter, and just to do the fucking, you know, the $60 tell you what's wrong, and we needed some outside work from the house to the curb. But that time I did go with them because it was my, you know, one of my bestest homies. So me and him did the work, and I actually did it, and, you know, yeah, because they were gonna charge about $3, but it wasn't even that. It wasn't the money. It's just going to the white folks. Why you going to the white folks? I'm like, huh? And it had nothing to do with being in the military. That's what I'm saying. That did, but because they didn't know me till I was 12. It's like, you don't understand how I grew up in New York. They buy real shit. You know, my folks had businesses way back in the 40s, 50s in New York City. And yeah, they told me a story about racism. You know, my granddad, he got a Jewish name. And so they thought, just like on the TV movie, they thought he was the worker, but he was the owner. And he just took it because his name is Jewish. His first name, it sounds like that. I was old enough to understand, you know, what they told me. But that's what I'm saying. I was a kid. It wasn't, oh, see, I hate these white folks. Because I knew it was way back, even in New York. It was in the 40s, 1940s. It's like, no, man, it ain't going to the white folks. I'm just ain't finna pay you to do some half-ass shit. Then you got to call the white folks. You got to call the white folks anyway. You just said your homies got that is not. I'm just saying, you know, some of them, they do work like that. But they do got skills like that. But don't, you know, we ain't got time. I'm ex, at that point I was ex, that's what I'm saying, I'm ex-military. I ain't got time to be under I find the quickest solution. The best solution. It's time to fix this shit right now. I'm not finna let this shit ride like this. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. The Michael Jackson, immediately I caught it. That is where all that come from. I don't know. You know how things get put for a reason. For some reason, might be some real bombshell report in a month, a week or two that prove what I said, or that Mike didn't do it, or more than just one of the witnesses. They actually got proof or something, and about the guy that killed him. But to me, I know for a fact that's what God wanted me to see. That's why these niggas, nasty ass niggas, killed Michael Jackson, because he cut them out. It's not just Don King. You know, they're giving back. Nowadays, they call it giving back. Give back. Matter of fact, I just saw a video yesterday with some young nigga from Philadelphia, a rapper. He was giving back. But I'm not the only one who made comment. And it's not hate. It's not hate. It's just, this ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't say nothing about the DA Krasner, a Democrat, letting all these criminals go. But you put on the show because you some little new rapper. Oh, they not even a rapper. Even East Coast niggas don't even rap no more. They do all that Cardi B, you know, Migos, all that whack ass, no soul shit that you can't bob your head to. And I just saw this, you know, everybody's like all this give back shit. That's the communism. Got to get, because wouldn't you want, if you were an athlete or a rapper, wouldn't you want it, not because of your money, you don't want to give your money, but because if you really love the kids, you wouldn't want to have to give back. You would want it. You want to fix it. You want to fix the politician. I don't mean fix with money, fix that way, corruption. You want to you should come back and educate. No, stop voting for these. Look what they do to you. Your people getting killed. But instead, they come back, have a party, give back to a few kids, hug a few mamas whose kids got killed last week, and then go on about their way and collect their corrupt ass money. Like I said, just like with Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson didn't do it. He like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. Hired some white dude. They mad about that shit forever. But it was done in the dark will come to light. Y'all niggas finna pay for that shit. You can sit there and hold your head down, but you finna pay for that shit. I'm looking for that video right now. There's a bunch of, like I said, it's just so much. Everything is like it's so much that you can't I can't make them faster because they did so much that's just exploding. It remind me, what was that cartoon where they were supposed to clean up? It's a cartoon, right? And they hid all the shit under the rug, act like they cleaned up, and the shit just exploded. So all these decades of them sweeping, yeah, that's the saying, sweeping shit under the rug is fucking exploding on these stupid ass niggas. They enjoy that shit, It is not, like I said, I'm the last nigga that hate on you. If you done came up, I don't give a fuck how you did. It's not my business. If you get caught, it's on you. You should have saved some money. Remember, I've been said, that's what I preach. You should have goddamn put some money aside for a lawyer, for a rainy day. Yeah, here it is. Philly rapper tells kids what I wish I knew by giving back through foundation. Y'all, it's giving back. So this ain't gonna help the kids. And I went through the comments. Everybody's up on, that's what I'm telling y'all. Everybody's up on that shit. All this giving back, that everybody's up on it. So think about it. It's like a business investment. You trying to make millions or tens of millions. You give back $10,000. Think about it. To the kids in Philly, $10,000, probably not even that much. Shit, about $1,800 worth of cheap ass backpacks, some barbecue and this and that, and you done did your little thing for the Democrats. Now you finna be the next big thing in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? You done sold your soul.
Going to third grade? That's coming from a single parent household. I know how important finances is when it comes to this time of the year. Thank you for your polite manner.
And I've been saying that. Nah, they've been all of that new shit they started. Cause they did. I've been saying something about that. Maybe not on this maybe not on my channel. What they do, like this time of year exactly, they'll have a thing where the barbers do free haircuts. All of us who are black kids, black boys, I know girls is probably harder, but technically, because if you're a boy and you got nappy hair, none of the girls, at least a girl with nappy hair, if you got, you pretty, the boys still might fuck with you. The girls might fuck with you. Talk about you. But at least you can get a hot comb. But if you're a boy and your hair is short, there ain't nothing you can do, and it's just short, nappy, and tight. My point is, I know how it is, exactly. So I know but I don't go around, I know how it is. Let me give you a couple of dollars and now I feel good about myself. No, my thing is fix the whole problem. The whole problem is corrupt Democrats selling this shit to your parents that they victims. Your parents, we need to be kicking your parents in the ass so they can get out and get a fucking job. I don't care if she on welfare. We all know women that was on welfare and went to school and that they been gone off welfare decades ago. So anyway, this giving the free haircuts and the backpack, most niggas' hair gonna be grown back by the second week of school. Now he got BDB, oh, that's exactly, trust me. We all been through it. Got BDBs in the back of your neck. If I ain't had them, it's because my hair don't grow that fast. That's all. Shit, little kids don't play. So what's that one haircut at the first day of school gonna do? That's even worse because the rest of the school year, he ain't got no haircut no more. Because his mama a piece of shit. I'm just saying, real talk, think about it. I remember, exactly, back when I was a kid, they talk about that shit. You got your kid looking like a you know, whatever. Even we couldn't go outside without combing your hair because your mama be, oh, you ain't finna embarrass me, looking like you a throwaway child, or you know, Now you gotta get your hair combed and all that shit, and you just want to go play, or matter of fact, we going somewhere, a picnic or something, church picnic. You don't care about how your hair look because you know you 8 years old. You know you just finna play with everybody anyway. But nah, you can't have that nap ass hair on your head. But these women ain't like that, and these niggas supporting it. I don't care if it's your baby mama. You shouldn't support that type of shit. This one's the whole, as y'all say, culture need to change. All that shit need to fucking change because bitch could get a job. The nigga can get a job, all that. It ain't even, you about that pull yourself up, but no, dumbass, y'all don't even know what that mean. See what I'm saying? That's what somebody like us who did do it. We might say because we did it. Nobody came and told us you gotta do it, sink or swim, nothing like that. They gave us all the tools and we knew better. Stupid ass niggas, you fell for that racist ass white folk Democrat shit that to pull yourself up by the booster because they rich. They was born rich and they hate they rich daddies. That's where that come from. Not from black folks who was mad. Oh, they pull yourself up from the bootstrap. No, that came from white folks who hate their daddies. Like I said, in the 80s, I remember they used to talk about the white folks who were hippies when they was teenagers in the 60s and we were little boys. At the time, 1983, 84, all them white folks on Wall Street. You know how white Democrat, you literally talked to and took a census and talked to every white. No, dumbass, you know what the fuck they mean. All them so-called hippies in the 60s listen to Jimi Hendrix, smoking weed, free love. That's what the black folks were talking about, who was in their 30s. I just remember them saying, I'm doing math, assume they was in their 30s. They talk about all these white folks. Now they working on Wall Street. And like I said, we in New York, you know, so they talk about, they all now white. They talking about the women too. All these white hippie women went to whatever college, NYU, Yale, or even in LA, California, UCLA. But now all these so-called women who was, this was in the 80s, all these white women, they're now working on Wall Street. I was a kid. They wasn't making a speech. They was just, it was a fun. It was a joke. They hated all of that. Yeah, that's what they're talking about because they saw it. They all hated capitalism and because their parents were fucking rich as hell. They were just rebelling. Then they fell in. Now they on Wall. Now they retiring. Well, been retired probably. They fucking retired with a big old corporate paycheck. But in the 60s, they was a fucking hippie. And we keep telling y'all, don't listen to these liberal ass Democrats. They just want to keep you down. You black folks just keep fighting to stay poor. Y'all just like she just drove by and blew the horn. They keep fighting. That's what I'm telling you. Don't feel sorry for them. Whatever happens to them, they fighting to stay and keep other niggas down. You just saw it live. You was like, maybe she was speaking. They'll know. Trust me. You know what? I could pull up the targeted individual videos with the people driving by blowing the horn. Trust me. They got videos of it. And y'all can too. Pull it up, just type it in, you know. But obviously, you know, they're just, you know, something's wrong, you know, mental, you know, but like I said, it's over. I don't know what got into y'all. It is just fucking over. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. His body positive bitch. You know what body positive means. All right. See, this we go back to I don't know. I might get a strike. Let me shut up. But that's what I'm talking about. All this weakening of America. And it's not just, that's what I'm saying, that shit. Yeah, yo, racism and y'all racist and white folks racist and we're black white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? You black white supremacists. Like, no, B. We just ain't falling for that shit. And you ain't taking our money. And we keep telling you it's over. No, we ain't got to do nothing. But I'm still talking. But like I said, I keep finding it. The more I think there's nothing else to find, I find something like I just found with Michael Jackson. That that's why they that video. Obviously, it's an old video. It got nothing to do with nothing. But that's immediately as I'm watching, that's what I saw. Like I said, another thing. I said my whole life was made for this shit. But one that I lived in, I was born up north and living in New York in the early '80s. I wouldn't know how bad Don King and Al Sharpton is, And immediately that's what hit like 2 and 2. That's what it is. And he obviously they got Jesse Jackson. Like I said, obviously Al Sharpton, he's still one of the top race hustlers. Al Sharpton, him and Jesse. And I bet these old ass niggas down here know about it. Like I said, yeah, that's why I'm down here now. They had fucking relatives down south. It wasn't no racism. Like it is. Where these folks, where the racism was at in the 80s, old as hell. But I'm sure if I talk to them, they come up with some story. Oh shit, somebody was killed right up there. Some white folks killed them back in 1970. Bitch, stop lying. You know what I'm saying? They'll come up with some stories. Yeah, this happened, and I wasn't even born in 1970. But, these old ass niggas come up with some Democrat shit real quick. Yeah, they was out here like, nigga, get the fuck in the 70s. Superfly, all that shit. But yeah, y'all was even down. No, not in Birmingham, exactly. Memphis, the Blues, the BB King, y'all was getting lynched. Get the fuck out of here. We was getting lynched. Get the fuck out of here. You lost your goddamn mind. You think anybody believe your crazy ass? But that's the Democrat shit. That's communism. That's Marxism. That is part of. Look up the Marxist shit. They keep lying no matter what. Stick to the lie. I guess that's where that comes from. You supposed to believe like that truck is yellow, but a Democrat, a communist, Clinton or Obama, gonna tell everybody that truck that just drove by is actually green. And you're lying, your eyes are lying to you. You didn't see that. No, they gonna, just like in one of those movies, a horror movie or whatever, they gonna brainwash you until you believe that truck that just drove by, even though you clearly see is yellow, is goddamn green. That's what all that lying about, oh yeah, racist, like I said. If you got a story about so-called racism, somebody treated you bad when you walk this, it's because people just generally don't like you. You have to, I'm serious. You walk in a black store, they don't like you. I'm telling you, my whole life, moving down south, whatever, never had a problem. I go to the mall, I walk to Roswell Mall by myself, never had a problem. 1987, little black boy, Roswell was white as hell. Not like it is now, because the niggas didn't move there. But anyway, no problem, no nothing. I mean, I spend hours in the bookstore. I remember reading magazines, car magazines, and basically car magazines. Just flipping through it, car magazines. I couldn't touch the other ones because they had plastic over them. You couldn't touch the Playboys. They was on the top row. But yeah, it was a little white lady, but I'll never forget, behind the counter, never said nothing. Because I even thought it, like, yeah, she never say anything over here, if she's on duty, whatever. Never saying that. I've been in a little bookstore for hours, looking at these car magazines, all this Motor Trend, Road and Track, Car and Driver, Automobile, all this shit, looking at. That's what I'm saying. Back then, rappers didn't rap about Ferraris. Only people like me, that was it, because they, like I said, my buddies, they thought the Lamborghini Testarossa, Countach, was the fastest because the doors opened up. That was the first. That's suicide though. And actually, I liked the Testarossa better too, but I knew from reading the stats that the Testarossa, which was in the video games, was faster. But all the kids, all of us liked the Countach, also a Transformer, a Autobot. Was 2 of them, well 3 of them was Countach's, and one of the not Devastator, Minosaur, the Destructicons, not Destructicons. Nah, you got the Combaticons. Damn, what's the car? The Minosaur. The cars. One of them. But anyway, they was a couple of them Lamborghinis. Red Alert was a Lamborghini, Sideswipe. So anyway, my point, I knew, but they argued with me because everybody thought it was fastest. That's the same thing now. Not reading the stats, going by what they see, what they like, their emotions. Exactly. Even I like the Lamborghini, the emotions. It was probably like 87, the Countach. And I learned, that's when I really learned. I had started learning, not shut up to be quiet. Because like I said, I'm from New York. So it wasn't even that. It's just either way, I wasn't finna just, argue and da-da-da. No, and I ain't even, I had the magazines, with the Times. Anybody that remember, the back page had all the stats for that year of every car they had tested. And I could just pull it out. But my point is, that's what this kind of ignorant stuff. That's what gangster rap was like. They read the stats. The original gangster rap. Easy, all of them, they read the stats. They would tell, like they said, reality. All this new shit, really, it was started by the Hot Boys and them, Lil Wayne and all them. And really now, technically, it was Puff Daddy would get money and all. He started rapping about money. It was him, Biggie and them. Before that, they barely, Dre, none of them. The niggas nobody really rapped about money. They was just telling, they was good storytellers. And obviously, it's gonna be money, hoes, and all that shit and dope. But the I got money and da-da-da was Puff Daddy. Then the Hot Boys, and that's when every rap really ended. That's the end of it, like I said. That's when it became Lamborghini doors instead of stats and stats that show the Testarossa is the fastest, the Ferrari. Now it's just because the doors open up, gull wing doors. That's the fastest. Emotions, not facts. That's what rap came. That's what, if you can get my analogy. That's my analogy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Lil Wayne can rap. Everybody, everybody know. Lil Wayne, yeah, he's a lyricist. But Baby and them and Turk, actually, the only one I really fucked with the whole time was Juvenile. To this day, I still got him on my title. I'll play him. But I really never liked Lil Wayne. But really, it's because he was too much. He was young. He was just so young, and it was like, you in your 20s and had nothing to do with Baby and the rest of them. Just you couldn't identify with a kid. I don't care where you from. And that's another thing. Project kids. That's another thing. Project kids. No offense to anybody that grew up in the projects, even where I'm from, and I can see in California, and the folks we know, the kids from the projects wasn't the gangsters. Just like you were just poor. They was always, I'm just saying, you wasn't even selling dope. They just couldn't. They couldn't do none of it. With all of the motherfuckers, the high-ranked Crips, all of them came from big families. As a matter of fact, they family, I'm not telling too much. I'm just saying, was in the politics. I know people with pictures. I just forgot. I'm telling the truth. Facebook, people with pictures, old pictures with Jesse Jackson. That's what I'm saying. They son, the biggest motherfucking Crip in class, in school. It is back in 1991. Ain't nothing to tell now. It's over. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. These goddamn Democrats, they're so corrupt, man. And so they was already had money because their dad was in politics when they was real little. I hadn't even moved down south yet. And so you had to have some money or be super cool like me or whatever. But I'm just telling you, so you had to be, otherwise you wasn't making it. The project kids, we kind of thought they was kind of, they were scary, but not gangster scary. They remind me of little kids when I was in New York City. The kind that played with matches and shit like that the wrong way. Just crazy. Like something wrong with them. No offense. I'm just saying, that's how, by high school, even down south, the project kids, they wasn't the ones doing all the gangster shit. That's what I'm trying to tell. All this racism, that wasn't it. Mother was kind of like, slow. Kids from the projects, you didn't fuck with them. The motherfuckers crazy. They got that crazy strength. It's not that they can fight. You know how crazy people, They strong as hell. You know, when they get mad and they get a hold of you, you know, you can't get them off. Cause they crazy. But I'm not trying to be cold. I'm just telling the truth, because that's what I'm saying. It's over. It wasn't, you know, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They lied. These white folks saw movies like Menace to Society. They're the ones, and they got y'all thinking just because you're poor, you're a gangster. Just because your mom had a lot of kids and you stay in the projects of Section 8, you're a gangster. No, you can work your way out of it. You can. But not with this victimhood. No, it's like, and basically you might as well get a job. I mean, there's still a little money left out there in the streets, but I'm telling you, it's basically over. And it's not no hate. All the money, all the communist countries that's pumping in all this money, the Democrats, the alphabet agencies, you know, the feds, the CIA, the whatever, and all them, I would think they finna get dismantled. I mean, if they don't, I could be wrong. If all them alphabet agencies, because basically there's nothing for them to do. There's no need for none of them. They just spying on us. That's the whole thing. They ain't looking for terrorists in Afghanistan. None of that shit. All that big operation is to keep all of us down. All of it. Hopefully they're gonna do something. But like I said, the Lord told me, don't worry about it. The ones that been suffering, they gonna suffer. So anyway, I know I've been talking for an hour. That's all I had to say. I just wanted to say that about Mike. Like I said, you can rewind to the front of this video. I'm telling you, that is the truth. Y'all, I'm telling you, that is it. That mark my whatever. That is it. That is why they killed Mike. He wouldn't break the niggas off. He cut out. He cut out that shyster. And he probably was gonna break everybody else up. He said cut out that shyster, Don King. And you like what they all it now, because the allegations came in the 90s, and that mean he cut them out permanently, because they probably thought this was gonna be a thing now. You know, exactly. Don probably calling everybody out. You know, and it says in that video I just showed you, it said Don paid $3 million to be part of that, to be the promoter. He paid. So yeah, it says on that video. You see it. I'm telling you, all that shit is coming from under just like I said, that Bugs Bunny cartoon on one of them. They just swept all that shit under the rug, and the rug now is high as hell. You can't keep hiding it. It's over. It's just over. But I'm out. That's all I had to say. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna find something else, and I'm gonna make another video. Oh, one last thing. All right, so that was it.